His fun fact, and this seems to be a common theme today, the weirdest place he's made a friend was the adjacent urinal at a Jiffy Lube. Let's welcome Mike.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous as shit. Just FYI, this story does have a lot of profanity, so Dean Howard, I don't know if you're still, I apologize. Anyway. So my story is about, at least for my people, stories about role models. I'll tell you a story of 3 most important men in my life. 1, Hideo Kojima, who's the creator of Metal Gear Solid, played a lot of video games. This is gonna come very relevant at the end of the story. 2nd is Corey Seeley. He was the English teacher at my high school. He was never my actual teacher. He's probably the most important man that I've ever met. 3rd, Kanye West. So again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Michael Finn. From Southside Jamaica, Queens. I was raised by my aunt and my grandmother in the basement. If you're not familiar with Southside Jamaica, Queens, we have very, not necessarily the best place in New York. We have very, very famous residents such as 50 Cent, G-Unit, Nicki Minaj, and a host of drug dealers. So growing up in this neighborhood, again, just by my aunt, my grandmother, it's very easy for a young man to do a lot of stupid shit. So I personally did a lot of stupid shit. Some of which we're not gonna get into that. So if you think of the early 2000s, as far as rap music went, if any of you remember, that was the era where like G-Unit was big, Dipset was big. It was at least 3 people dying per song. So you know, and if you think of like kids' influences, it's like a bell curve, right? So as a former teacher, I feel bad saying this, but like, if you think of that bell curve, there's just some badass kids, right? That, you know, best situations still fuck, like Lindsay Lohan and some shit, they'll just fuck it up. You got the other end of the spectrum where it doesn't matter what situation you put them in, they're gonna be fine. Then you got that bulk of the middle of the bell, which is where most kids lie. That's smack where I was. So again, if you think of that, the only shit we hear is just motherfuckers dying every day on songs, right? The worst fucking music. So it's early 2000. I'm outside with my friends. My boy has his car on. So this song comes on the radio the first time, right?
Yo, Chief, they can't stop me from rapping.
For those of you that don't know this is Kanye West's first single. It's called Through the Wire, right? So early 2000s rap was straight G-Unit, Dipset, everybody dying. You had this guy come out dressed as a fucking teddy bear, wearing a pink polo shirt, rapping about going to college. Every kid on that bell curve was like, shit, I can do this shit. I'm going to fucking college, Now, you know, that was the first big influence. You know, I still did a lot of stupid shit, so you know, it didn't totally change things. But that was the first time I thought I could actually go to college. We fast forward the story to high school. It was my junior year. I was on the basketball team. I was on the track team. I was dating a cheerleader. I thought I was that motherfucker. So, captain of the football team, he was also that motherfucker. We had issues with each other. I'm on the third floor. I'm on the third floor of my high school. I walk past him. I hear him say some shit under his breath about my girlfriend. Can't do that shit. So now I hear him say shit. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him, looking at me. He's looking at me, looking at him, looking at me. We're looking at each other. Fight breaks out. So we're on the third floor, we're in front of the English wing. This English teacher comes out, burly black dude. Mr. Silly. Never had him as a teacher. But he knows like martial arts and some shit. I'm not gonna front, I was getting my ass beat. He came out and like, he did like some like claw shit. Hit me in the neck, immobilized. Takes me, he throws me in his classroom. You know, I'm still trying to talk shit, kind of tough that like I didn't just get my ass beat up. So Sealy's talking to me in his classroom. He's like, yo, just FYI. So New York City public schools, they pay for you to take the PSAT, but they don't pay for you to take the SAT. So I took the PSAT. It was an odd juxtaposition because they send your grades to all the teachers. So he knew who I was. I did pretty good on the test, but I was still like getting suspended and was generally a menace in high school. So the shit didn't add up. So Sealy has me in his classroom and is just talking to me. He's like, yo, why are you so mad? Like, fuck you mean why I'm so mad? He said he used to fuck my girl. He said he did this, that, and the third to my girl. Why would you think I'm so mad? No, but why are you so angry? He's like, you're an English teacher. Don't you teach comprehension? I just fucking told you why I'm so goddamn angry. He just said he did this to my girl. Said, no, but why does it make you angry? Motherfucker, you got to be. So he keeps asking me these questions. He asked me the same question essentially 15 times. I'm in this classroom for an hour, breakdown, right? Tell him about my family, my situation with my dad, my mom, neighborhood, everything. I'm in his shit in tears. And then he just told me, like, you know, anytime you get in other problems, come to my classroom. So I went to his classroom every week. So essentially, it was therapy. And shit helps, man. Shit helps. So yeah, I'm going to his classroom. Fast forward, he was a good influence, but I was still on stupid shit. It's February my senior year of high school. I don't have necessarily an intention of going to college. So he asked me like, yo, where are you going? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I was gonna do some shit, I don't know. He's like, yo, listen, man, I'll pay for your applications, just apply somewhere. Look at some schools, whatever. So I applied to CUNY Baruch. For those of you who don't know CUNY are, yeah. CUNY, bitch. So CUNY is the city university in New York, that's the public schools in the city. Right, so SUNY, Cal, same situation. It's not my proudest thing to say, but I only applied to CUNY because they didn't require an essay. So oh shit, I can just do the application. I go, fuck it. Send in the application, end up getting in. I don't have necessarily the best of rapport with the school. I just didn't feel like I belonged there. And talking to Sealy during my freshman year of college, like, yo, I think I should, I don't know, man, I don't really like it. He's like, yo, did you ever consider going somewhere else? I'm like, I don't know, where would you recommend? Like, oh, go to an Ivy League school. I'm like, all right, so at that stage, so I know of 3 Ivy Leagues. I know Harvard, and I'm gonna fuck Harvard, but I know Harvard just because everybody knows Harvard. I know Yale because President Bush went there and Skull and Bones and shit. And I know Columbia because Spider-Man went there. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm trying to go to Columbia now. So talking to Sally's like, you know, yeah, I don't think that's the best reason. But you know, there are other schools out there. I really think you need to get out of the city. So I'm like, all right, cool. He told me about Cornell Brown, a couple of them. So all right, Cornell's still in New York. I get back to my family if I need to apply to Cornell. During the application process, he's telling me like, look, man, I've helped you a lot. I need you to do this independently. I'll help you where I can, but I want you to do it on your own. So, you know, I'm trying to talk to him with the personal statement, like, what the hell should I write about? It's like, yo, just write about your passion. So I play a lot of video games. I'm passionate about popping motherfucking skulls in Call of Duty. So like, yo, should I write about Call of Duty? He's like, hey, if that's what you're passionate about. So we get another fast forward. Actually, we get the song ready. So So another fast forward. It's now, I applied to Cornell, clearly. It's now May of my freshman year at Baruch, and it's finals week. Something in my mind is telling me like, yo, I should, I don't know, maybe wait before I go to class. My class is in the afternoon. I come outside, I see the mailman like 2 doors down. I'm like, all right, let me give you a second. The mailman comes, he got a smile on his face. I guess he's used to like delivering good news. He gives me the thickest envelope I've seen in my life. So off top, I already know, I know they didn't tell me no. But I recreated the same for me. Right, again, so I was coming out, I was gonna go to class, Kanye playing on the shit, right? Come out, it was
Like we always do with this channel.
I'm going to Cornell, bitch! So, I'm gonna let this song play. I like this song a lot. Good memories, actually. So I go outside, you know, I'm wild, I'm screaming, oh shit, I'm going out, man. I told my grandmother, we had, in the front yard, there was like a little 2x2 garden. She had like crabgrass and dandelions and shit. She's out there gardening and shit. I come out, Grandma, I'm going to Cornell. She was like, what's going on, baby? I'm like, I'm going to Cornell. She, oh, that's good, baby. Getting no concept of shit. So, there, I'm in the middle of the street, yeah, screaming my motherfucking ass off. There was a dope house 3 houses down. Dudes were outside. But I mean, it's not a bad situation. I went to high school with them. So they're outside, they see me running up and down the block. Shit, yeah. They're like, yo, Mike, what the fuck is going on? I'm going to Cornell, nigga! So, the dude, Dwayne, man. Dwayne, the main one, his response, yo, you going to that culinary school shit, man? I'm proud of you. He's like, bro, you tried, man. You were this close, bro. You were this close, bro. But I know you meant well, so you're not gonna fuck myself. So we continue the song, right? So now I'm on the bus on the way to class. I'm reading that thick ass binder thing they sent. It's like, yo, they got dorms? Oh my God. Yo, there's 7 dining halls. All you can eat. Oh my God. Hype as fuck, you know, get to class, whatever, I'm hype as shit. Fast forward again, so you know, clearly I sent in that letter right then and there. During orientation week, you know, you gotta get up there if you have your college memories. Your family, you know, people arrive, family, drop off your kids and shit, it's a real touching moment. I didn't have it, I had to take a Greyhound. So, the Greyhound station is on 42nd Street in Manhattan. I'm all the way in South Jamaica, Queens, so it's not that accessible. I have like just a box with all my shit and my track bag. So I hit up City like, yo, you know, I'm not gonna ask you to bring me over to Ithaca, but can you drop me off at the bus station? He's like, yeah, man, no problem, blah, blah. So I'm in the car with him again, good light blasting, I'm not gonna turn it up again. Kanye's playing. He looks at me, he's like, yo, so, you know, I'm proud of you, you're going to school. You know, I didn't review your essay with you, but like, what did you write about? So I was like, I wrote about my passion, man, what do you mean? So I read it to him when I was in the car. I'll read it for you guys, and I get the fuck off the stage. Escape. As a child growing up in the South Side of Jamaica, Queens, I often saw solace and comfort from the characters in video games. They were my vices in a sense. The world's dramas and stories were far removed from my day-to-day reality, and I became enamored with the grandiose fantasy that they portrayed. My mother had me at age 15, and being a teenager, still caught up in the allure of her youth, hastily dished me off to my grandmother so that she could continue to live her life. The biggest consistency I knew in life was change. My grandmother was unemployed, and we moved from attic to attic, basement to basement, room to room, at her friends' and other random family members' homes. I had changed residences so many times, I didn't know how to answer the question, where do you live, or where are you from? The only constant I had resided in the 16-bit characters of my Super Nintendo cartridges, or the scratch discs of my secondhand PlayStation games. Regardless of where I was or what was going on, they were guaranteed to be there for me whenever I got to wherever home was at the time. Where my father would cancel on our few occasional visits, Final Fantasy was there for me to continuously combat monsters. When my mother wouldn't return my calls, I could blow on a Street Fighter, place the cartridge into that dusty machine, and win battle after battle. Shit, my bad. When the cops would harass me as an 8-year-old for thinking I was one of the truant middle schoolers, Grand Theft Auto was there for me to be one of the criminals they should really be after. And when the random drug dealers would offer me their products or ask if I wanted to make some lunch money, I could become one of the army men and Medal of Honor and rid the world of such evil. These video games offered me some semblance of control in a world in which I had none. I could be anybody, do anything, venture off into the furthest reaches of fantasy and control my destiny. It took me a while before I realized the major issue with this though. That destiny was not real. I'm now faced with the possibility to change my real destiny. To not have to return from school and sidestep used needles. To enter a situation where I don't need to live vicariously through the creation of another. College was something I thought was unattainable to a kid like me. I've even been told it was unattainable to someone like me. You're reading this because I know this is wrong. I can change my destiny and those of my closest family members. I know it is possible to emerge from this area despite the odds. I need this for my neighborhood. I need this for my family, but most of all, I need this for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We all need a Mr. Story in our lives. So one of this, please keep putting